Hello, and welcome to How to Start. Of course, there's New Year's coming up. People have New Year's resolutions coming up, especially on the first. So this is gonna be how to start and how to not just sit back and let time pass you by. And it's also something that I'm gonna be working on. So how do you really start? Well, it's a great question. um, through my years of experience of living, I always want to be improving for myself and for others. But how do you start? How do you start a new goal? How do you start a new task? How do you begin? And it's pretty simple. You just have to start. There's a reality that you could spend 5 minutes on YouTube looking up what you need and how to start, or you could waste away 5 days on YouTube looking up things that you exactly need and trying to get exactly perfect before you even really know what you're doing. Because the only way you are really going to know what you're doing is by actually doing it. Like I said, I know it sounds crazy, but you just have to start. I have experienced this kind of firsthand, and it comes from when I was working with my dad with pens. I do a little bit of woodworking, and I had been looking forward to woodworking, but I just didn't know what I was doing. Of course, I was young. I was probably 14 or 15 at the time, and I just didn't know what I was doing. And I looked up YouTube videos, and I tried to study it. I looked at lathes, and I looked at how to turn wood and how to shape it perfectly. And I spent countless hours on YouTube looking up exactly how to carve this wood to be perfect. Really. But I stepped foot in the garage with him for the first time, and as much as I knew what these machines did, I just didn't know how to make a great piece of wood or how to make a great pen. And he began to run me through the steps, and as he would just teach me the steps, my hands would start to learn how to actually shape this wood and how to actually know what I'm doing and how to actually do the craft. And as time went on, my hands began to be my learning experience, not my brain, because I spent so many hours on YouTube looking up things for my brain on how to do this. But the real learning tip is with my hands. That's how I physically learned, and that's how I physically got good at the trade. Now I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, and it's I could pretty much do it with ease without even thinking about it, and I can make a beautiful pen. I have one somewhere, but it's like in my closet and I don't feel like getting up, and this is just a short video. So what I did there is I really just put my hands to work and I learned physically by starting. Of course, later on I learned that all that work on YouTube was pretty much wasted. It wasn't very valuable to me because I didn't actually have the trade in my hand. And of course, my dad was a huge help throughout the whole way, but actually starting gave me a way to learn and a way to get better. And as soon as you break that barrier, that's like 90% of the game. Breaking the barrier to just start and continuing is something else, which will maybe be another video. But actually starting and putting your hands to work is such a big deal. And truly, how to start. In fact, it's actually kind of what I'm doing right now. This is my first video. I truly have thought about always doing this. I've done plenty of research, and research as in finding videos on my YouTube feed and clicking on them and watching them for 20 minutes over and over again about this same deal, which is talking into a microphone and talking to a video. But recently I came across kind of a different video, and it was only 12 minutes long, very short, but it taught me and kind of reinforced the lesson that I'm talking about right now, which is just starting physically, actually doing it. And he gave a really good quote in the video that is really strong and really kind of stuck with me, and I haven't really forgotten it. And it's that you'll never be 100% ready to start. You'll never have 100% of the resources, be 100% ready, be 100% motivated, be 100%, I guess, ready to start. It's just the fact that you have to break that barrier to actually get through and begin physically. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm literally just starting. So I have no clue what I'm doing, and I haven't looked up a single video since, but I just wanted to start. I wanted to get my hands on the product, and I wanted to actually try to work on something that I want. And this would be something that I want. And by actually putting my hands on the product, I guess this is like literally, right? It makes it so I can start and actually get my hands dirty working on this. So, yes, it's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I mean, I have no clue how this is going to go. Zero clue. But I'm excited. I got my dad to back me up. So, I'm just excited, really. But I was not 100% ready to start this video. In fact, I probably never would be. So since we got New Year's coming up, just take this into heart and realize that sometimes you just have to start. Maybe take January 1st as a kind of leap ahead and a way to start that, break that 90% barrier so that you can just begin and work towards something and just commit to it for maybe like a week, at least a week. And again, well, I'll talk about continuing another time, but just sit down and give yourself that 3 hours to break that 90% barrier. And I mean, who knows where it'll bring you. Just be excited for what it has to offer, and just know that there's literally no better time to start than now.